Good day everybody, welcome to another video. In today's video, I'm going to tell you why I prefer using weather packs over any other connections when installing aftermarket lights on your vehicle. There's lots of different ways you can install aftermarket lights. I got these aux beam lights I'm going to stick on for the time being. They got some new ones coming to me, but I haven't received them yet. And there's these connections you could use, which some people might, and I don't recommend them because they're not waterproof. And in the end they could corrode and give you issues. Another option is you can always cut the wires and solder them, which is a foolproof connection. The only problem is if you ever want to change out the lights, you got to cut the wires. And this is why I prefer the weather packs, because you hook them up, and if you ever need to replace the lights, you just install a new plug and play, away you go. However, of course, your startup costs are going to be quite a bit higher because the waterproof connections you're going to have to buy, and you're going to have to buy the crimper to match. But once you invest in that, you're golden. Here's one I already got hooked up and installed. I'll show you guys how to do it. You could easily shorten your wire here a little bit, clean it up a little. So here's our ends right here. If you notice, you're going to see hopefully a 1 R2. And on this one here, you're going to see a 1 R2. And that's the ones you're going to correspond with. And if you look inside this one right here, you can see the holes are small. So we're going to use these two for this one, and then for the other plug they have these square looking ones right there that we're going to use, and also 2 yellow plugs for both. Step really isn't important on whether you do it before you strip the wire or after. I just find it sometimes it's easier just to stick them on beforehand. Perfect. Now I'm going to strip the wire away a little bit. Don't have to get too crazy. A little bit more on that one there. So this, might have to squeeze it in a little bit with your fingers, is stick it in the crimper first. The crimper will hold itself until it's fully crimped, and then put your piece in there, squeeze it down tight, it'll break free. Pinch it in with your fingers a little bit. Find the right hole in the crimper where it's going to fit good. Feed the wire in, squeeze her tight, pull her out. Now we need to squeeze these in, and whichever number you put them in is going to be the number you're going to have to follow on the other one. And there's one way that they will feed in and fit, because they'll go so far and then they'll stop, just like they did right there. So now I gotta get a little screwdriver and we'll push those in. And this is the waterproof connection for the wire. So we know right here I got my positive on number 2. I'm going to feed this clip back on here. Perfect. So positive number 2, ground number 1. I got to feed that in just a little bit. I'm going to strip the wires a little bit to get it to start. There we go. Now we know this has to go into number 2. Yeah. We got power. We're good. Then lastly, what I like to do is zip tie the connector to the light or something so it's not flapping around and can get damaged. Well, I'm going to end the video there of using weather packs for installing lights. It's just a preference. I prefer them. They're a little bit more work than, you know, simply soldering and heat shrinking them or using some other type of connector. They are definitely a lot more work. And obviously, I said before, the cost is higher. But I think in the end, you'll be much happier, especially if you don't plan on keeping the lights. If you plan on changing them out ever, it definitely makes it a lot simpler. So in the comments below, I want to know whether or not you guys use weather packs, or what do you prefer using instead that works just as good for you. I'll talk to you guys in the next video.